All right, well, welcome back to the channel. I see you guys like this Bronco. Let me show you something else we're doing. So in this video, we're going to show you how to replace the steering box. All right. All right, so he picked up a remanufactured box from the local parts store. I'm going to show you how to get this thing out of here. All right, so first thing is we're going to get ourselves some room. I'm going to take this air filter off, take this inlet tube out of the way so we could get down here to the steering shaft, okay? All right, so get a drain bucket under there because you're going to be leaking fluid. We got those pieces off, right? You got the two little tabs here. You got a plug for the mass airflow sensor and a plug for the ambient temperature. Take the air filter off. You got this plastic cover sleeve looking thing here. All right, that's gonna, let me see if I can do this. Josh, hold this for a minute. So this plastic sleeve basically snaps off. It's just hooked around this little, around this one hose, and it should just come right off. All right, so that comes off. That's gonna slide all the way up there. Get out of your way. Leave that up there. Now you got the rag joint. Move these lines out of here. He replaced a lot of these brake lines and stuff, so just gotta make sure they're out of my way. So you got two hoses going to that box. You got a rag joint going to it. You need to mark, make sure the steering wheel's straight so you know where that's going, right? I believe this got a flat spot in it, so I'm just gonna check with that again. This part of the shaft actually slides. See how it's slotted here? This will actually slide up about that much. It collapses. Let me get a socket for that. And then you got these two lines. You just use little crow's foot things to get them off. This one I could probably get with a regular wrench. All right. So you got the locking bolt, right? And that's gonna make this shaft. Yeah, see how that collapses, right? Like that. And the steering wheel's straight. And this is at pretty much this angle, right? So you're gonna have to put that back when you get that in there. I'm pretty sure it's slotted. Okay, that comes up nice like that. All right, so let's see. Yeah. All right, so it's got a flat spot on the bottom. Excuse me. It's got a flat spot on the bottom. If you go look at the new box on the floor, you'll see what I'm talking about. In the meantime, I'm going to take these two lines out. All right. I'm going to crack that line loose, get that out of my way, and I'll be able to get to the other one. So one is for the return, and one is the pressure. And then we'll go underneath and show you what's going on underneath it. All right, so the first line came off, and you can see it's pretty new. Not sure if he just changed that now that he got the vehicle, or it's been changed. But this other one twisted. The fitting's twisted, so this is the feed line. So I'm gonna actually take that off here, and then we'll replace this line. So, all right, get this fitting out of here.
I had to cut that one off.
Junk. All right, so we'll go get one of those. All right, and we go to the bottom now. This is the one that goes there. Okay, next step, underneath. Penetrating oil on that.
Take your powder pin out.
Leave that off. I need a 13/16.
Alright, 13/16.
Yep. Rusty bolts. Alright. And then you need to separate this. So this is the Pitnam arm, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you were gonna, there's a tool, I'm gonna show you how to take that big nut off. But I'm gonna separate it here. And then there's 3 bolts you take off
On the frame.
on the frame. And then we'll take the whole thing out. So,
So you guys can see.
the way I do it is like this.
We got those
Especially
3.
Yeah, ready?
Those 3 bolts right there. Yeah.
A persuader. Watch it don't smack you in the face. Really? Persuader. She no working today. That thing would have came off in 2 shots. There it goes. So now that's that. Take the 3 bolts off, lift the box up over this, because this isn't going to come all the way down because of all the stuff that's on it. Okay, and now we should be able to go.
Okay. And get the one for the 3 bolts.
Alright, so I'm going to drop that out of the way. Make it easier. What happens is the wheels are so big they don't even want to move. So if you just pry this down, it'll come right out. So now, you're just going to take 3 bolts out. I'm going to take the first 2 out, but then you're going to have to go here and do the... You take the 3rd one out and I'll hold the box and drop it back to the ground. So, bam, right. Can't see nothing in there like that. All right, so you got 1. Leave the bolt hanging
Short,
there.
it's a 5/8.
Yeah, 5/8. Get a short one. You can fit the gun between the wheel. Just leave the bolt right in the hole. And then you're going to hit that one. I got to get the button. All right. And then this will come down. And there you go.
Cardboard.
This goes back on there. Get that paper, put that on.
Put it over on the concrete, right?
You still gotta take this off.
Alright, so here, on this one you can see.
So now what we're gonna do is put them side by side, right?
Hang on. So there is the flat spot.
Yeah, there's a...
See that? Okay, so. Here.
Alright, bring that over here. What we're gonna do is line this up. It can go on one of 4 ways, okay? Because it's got the 4 slot. See these little keyway looking thing?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna show you how to get that off. So impact gun on that, and then there's a puller that goes under it. Pitnam arm puller. Inch and 5/16. Gonna let that soak for a minute. All right, so we want to make sure that this is centered, right?
Well, that's
we know it's
soaking.
pointing that way. We know we started at this position. The wheel is straight. So
Watch it. It's gonna go over the bucket.
1, 2, and then obviously it's gonna go 2 the other way. So 2 is the center. So we just want to make sure the other one's going to be centered. So this one's going to go back to 1, 2. Right? You can see this thing got a lot of. That don't look like much here.
But when it's up on
Up on a wheel, it's like that much. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Make sure this one is flat. Where's the flat spot on the bottom? Make sure this one's going to be flat. So, okay, that's not good. Oh, that's got a high spot. And then that's not good. All right, so that's that way. Let's start with that. That's the flat spot on top. That's 1. That's 2. And right where you're going to be driving, it's got a crown. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, that's no good.
Go get a different one.
You're gonna go get another one, because this one, I ain't putting this one in. I don't like that at all. Feel that right there? It's like it's got a. You can almost hear it inside clicking, not clicking. Listen, like.
There.
It's got like a high spot. Nope, I ain't putting that in there. It's too much work to be putting that one in there. All right, anyway, I'm gonna show you how to get the Pitnam arm off.
Either way, we gotta bring them a core back, so.
You know, they ain't getting that one.
No.
So, Pitnam arm puller.
No, I mean, we gotta bring this one anyway, so.
Alright, put a little doodad on that.
So you can see there's a little,
There's a pinhole.
yeah.
Like a guide hole. Right? So now we know it. 2 turns, the flat. This is pointing basically straight back. Alright. You're gonna still centered here. Oh, you're just gonna hit it a few times. 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 And off she goes. If you try whacking it all the way down with the impact gun, you'll just bust the tool. All right, so we know it goes facing up. I'm gonna leave it right on there like that. And you can see it's got the ribs. That's as far down the penetrating oil went in that little bit of time. So this went like this. So we're gonna leave it like that. All right. So it can only go on one way. This actually turned since then. So that would be right there. All right.
Yep.
The only other way it would go would be all the way over here, which we know don't go over there. All right. So we'll wait for the new box and a new hose. All right. I got a different box. We actually went and looked at a third box. Same thing. This is the best one out of the three, so we're going with this one. All right, so I got the Pitnam arm already back on. So again, that's the tool to take it off. Putting it back on just goes right on. All right. All right, so got the 3 bolts tightened back up. Put your cotter pin in, tighten all that up, put your cotter pin in. And now we picked up, he's got a new hose here. So this hose replaces the old hose. This actually has this fitting in it that you plug. Some of these had a sensor in here, like a power steering switch, so that when you applied pressure, it would kind of turn the idle up or something. All right, so we're going to use that. We're going to plug that and then install this. You got to make sure it's got that nylon washer on there. On that side, that's the side that goes into the pump. That side goes into the box. Okay? All right. Slide that back on. Again, it only goes on one way. Tighten your bolt in. Lock that in position. Put your lines on first, obviously. This slides down. I gotta move these brake lines. You got these brake lines right next to that thing. I gotta put them back in there. Little slot. What do you do over here?
It's got a little thing.
Yeah, it's got a little.
Oh, alright.
Alright, I gotta put them back in there because or else it's gonna hit the steering column like that. I don't want that.
Here, slide this down first.
Yeah, but then it's in the way. I can't. Oh, okay, yeah, good. Alright, so that goes like that. And then that in there.
Those you can put on there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then put all your stuff up top here to back together, air cleaner. And fill it back up with fluid.
Yep. Yeah, actually, get the fluid. He's got it over there. All right. So you fill it up with fluid. Start it up. Let it run for a second. It'll suck all the fluid down into the box. Fill it back up again. Start it back up. Turn the wheel a couple times, and then that's all air. So you're just gonna let it air out. It's hard to see, but it's all just all little bubbles. You let that all air out. That'll take a few minutes or whatever. Just let it sit, and once that goes down, start it back up. Again, turn the wheel a couple times. Once all the air is out, it won't whine anymore, and then you're done, good to go. Steering wheel is basically straight. The wheels are straight. So we did somewhat of an alignment on it the other day, but it needs to go get the camber fixed. So, all right. Let that air out a couple seconds, and then we'll start it back up. All right, so after it sits for a while, all the air basically bleeds out of itself. Then you can start it back up real quick. Go start it, Josh. Start it back up for a second. That's good. That's good. All right, so now we're gonna start it up. All right, so That's it. Let the rest of that little bit of air come out. Alright. Let it sit for a little bit again, and then just top it off. It's not that low now, it's only going to come up about another 1/4 inch or so from where it is right now.
That's it.
Alright, and that's it for that. Nice truck. Alright, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you all later.